So from that time and that shift, I began to take ownership of my life, because up to that point, the choices I had made in my career and my marriage were really by default. I thought, this came along, this is what I should do. So I became more deliberate and began seeing that it was my choices. I was not a victim. I chose to be, with this person. I chose to be in this business. I chose these circumstances. So if I did that, why can't I choose something I really love?
Beautiful. It's back to the concept we were talking about. We called it responsibility earlier, but I much prefer the word ownership, and I absolutely prefer the word choice and choosing, and that is how we become the pilots of our own lives instead of the passengers, just sort of bumping into whatever shows up and taking it as if that's all we're worthy of.
Yes.
Just really getting that the true source is within our choices that we make, and those are always available to us in every moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I began, if I realized that I could take ownership and I could make choices, what did I really want? And you have to be open, because, the universe, I believe, will start, dropping things at your feet, and you have to say, do I want this? Do I not?
Oh, you're not supposed to take everything that the universe drops right at your feet?
Well, I think that I've taken a lot. I mean, but there comes a point where I think you have to be
discerning,
a little bit more deliberate too, because you can get so diluted by doing too many things at once.
Yeah. So there's two things that I still want to talk to you about, and you gave me an opportunity to move in both of those directions just now. I want to talk to you about how this all translates into what you can create in terms of your love life, because I know that's where that story goes, that you didn't settle and you moved into creating something else for yourself. But before I ask you that question, I'm curious about, so you've had your own major crossroads, where maybe you weren't feeling the faith, and you weren't even really completely conscious. I really appreciate what you're saying about that there was a state of being almost out of your body and out of your life, and just being in this sort of automatic pilot place where you're not really paying attention to your thoughts or your feelings or your choices. You're just sort of one foot in front of the other until a car rolls over you.
Yes.
And so something woke you up. Of course, it was a nice, strong, powerful, unquestionable moment for you. And maybe for other people, the same opportunity is showing up, maybe not quite so dramatic, for them to wake up.
Yes,
and,
right now.
And notice, what they're thinking and what they're feeling and what they're choosing. Do you have a practice, like a daily practice or a structure that helps you stay in that state of consciousness, that helps you combat the little voices that show up sometimes, that are naggy, you can't do that, and things aren't working out?
Little gremlins,
Do you have anything that sort of creates a practice or a structure in your life that allows you to kind of keep that instrument tuned? Keep, that awareness tuned. And what is that?
It's interesting, because in every single thing that I have created in my life, from that place where I made that turning point, I began creating an intention. This is long before I really knew, law of attraction. It was something, the way that I've always lived my life by. So what I do if I'm feeling in a rut is that I always get back to what that intention is. So I will write out what I call a big picture vision of what it is I'm wanting to create in that moment.